Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's live stream. So slightly delayed Gary today. I've got all these buttons in front of me. None of them seem to want to work. I have my little iPad that I normally use to control what's coming up on screen. I forgot to charge that, so I've had to quickly swap over to my iPad Pro and then obviously rearrange the desk a little bit. I've actually been rearranging the desk this week as is. Let me just pull up photos. You can see how it's thrown me out. Come on, let's pull up photos. Even this isn't working. There we go, photos. I'll just get the right photo. You don't want to see everything else that I've got in my photo albums. And let's share the screen quickly. So there we go. Oops, no, it's not playing. It's not playing today. So this is going to be interesting. I wonder if we'll get all the rest of the stuff coming up. It did in testing. Is there another way I can do this? Well, I'll have a think and we might come back to that. I'll leave that open. So let's jump in. Oh, I'm giving the temperature update. The temperature today. Let's see if this one works. So Safari. Yes, that one's working. Currently 15 Celsius, which is 59 Fahrenheit. Yesterday when I got up, it was 9 Celsius. It was absolutely freezing. Now, 9 Celsius, that's 48 Fahrenheit. You can see how bad it is. I've got a jumper on. So, yeah, fairly cool here now. Let me just minimize this. Minimize. There we go. Let's jump into the comments. So, hopefully I've got these right. Yep, there it is. It's coming up on screen. So from Steve, welcome to you, Steve. Happy Easter to all. Blonde Scales 1, hello from Arkansas. Welcome to you. John, hello there from Manhattan. Hello to you. Kiss My, greetings from Ireland. Welcome to you, Kiss My. Jim, happy Easter, Steve, and hi from Harper's Ferry. Welcome to you. Marcy Me, hello from Texas. Welcome, Marcy Me. I think it's your videos this morning. I haven't watched any yet. I've just been adding them to my watch later list. Is M800, Pelican M800. Looking forward to watching that later on today. Marcy Me, happy Resurrection Day. Yeah, Easter's a funny one, isn't it, when it moves? But it's also, because it moves, and I understand the logic behind it. And I think I read somewhere that if the time had been 20 minutes earlier, I think it is, or later, I can't remember which one it was, that Easter would have actually been last weekend because of that's the timing of the full moon. And then Orthodox churches tend to have Easter normally on a different day because they use a different calculation. Ted, hello from Seattle. Welcome to you, Ted. Ricardo, good morning. Happy Easter holidays from sunny London. Welcome to you, Ricardo. David, hello from Austin, where it's 79 Fahrenheit, 26.1 Celsius and cloudy. Welcome to you, David. Now we've got here a couple of hellos going. And then from Jim, it's 75 Fahrenheit or 23.8 Celsius in Harper's Ferry. Let's refresh the comments. How do I do that again? Shows you I'm struggling today. There we go. David, I miss Virginia. Lived in Norfolk for 8 years. Do you know, every time I see that Norfolk, I know they're talking about Norfolk in the US. My wife's from Norfolk in the UK. And I always think about that. David, happy and blessed Easter to everybody. Jim was in Norfolk in the Navy, but later lived near Fredericksburg. Hopefully I pronounced that one right. Marie, hi from Michigan. Welcome to you, Marie. Marcy Me, 73 Fahrenheit, watching tornado warnings. Yeah, I bet you are. Wow. I mean, fortunately, we don't get any extreme weather like that here. I mean, occasionally we get some strong winds, but that's about it. Marcy Me, yep, the new Pelican M800. So I've got that queued up for me to watch later on today. Might be this afternoon. I'm not sure. It depends what Elaine's got planned for the morning. Blonde Scales 1, waiting for our storms to arrive tomorrow. John, it's 76 degrees Fahrenheit here, but I have been inside with flu-like symptoms. Just my luck on a beautiful day. Yep, I know what you mean there as well. When you see that beautiful weather and you're stuck inside, it's awful, isn't it? Marcy me, yes, Easter sometimes occurs in March or April. Yeah, a few years ago, I know that Easter, Good Friday was the last weekend of March. And I know that because that was I actually got married on Easter Saturday. So yeah, quite a while ago though. David, to Jim, I was the university minister at Old Dominion University for 8 years. Let's do a refresh. So my tea today, there we go, we're in the Star Wars mug, and we're still sticking with Earl Grey. Jim Edwards, hi from Georgia in the US. Welcome to you, Jim. Sorry, I've had a terrible sneezing fit before I started. Jim, to David Parsons, thumbs up. Marcy me, happy wedding day. Thanks for that. There we go. Right, let's jump on over to today's, well, sort of talking topic. It's an unboxing topic. So during the week, I'm covering this up because I don't want to be showing addresses. Received this package all the way from New Zealand. There we go. So what I'm going to do is unbox it like we did the other week. So I've already broken up and cut all the packing tape out. I was going to say sellotape. It's not all the packing tape. So I can easily do that. I'm just doing it this way so you don't see the addresses again. And then let's go over to the camera. There we go. So here's my downward camera. We've got a load of nice popping stuff there. Popping stuff. What's it called? Do you know, I'm having terrible time today. Anyway, it's popping stuff. That's what we all do with it. So let's slowly take this off. Bubble wrap. That's it. Bubble wrap. I knew I'd think of the name. So in here, we've got this quite nice looking box. So it's black box. We've got a nice logo there in the middle. Other than that, just a fairly plain box. It looks like it's one of the flap opening ones. So, yep, flap open that. And then, wow. What a stunning pen. Oh, that is nice, isn't it? This is a Pens by Casey pen. And it was sent to me by a viewer in New Zealand. I'm just trying to get over here so I can actually tell you what the wood is. I have got it written down. I've just got to find where the mouse has gone. This is stunning. The wood is, he says, getting into the, there we go, getting into the details, is Amboina burl. Now also in the box we've got the converter and there's some ink by the look of it, little ink sample. Robert Oster Muddy Sand. Well, that'd be interesting. That's not one I've not tried before. Let's just take a quick look at this. So I say, yeah, it was gifted to me from someone in New Zealand. Very, very much appreciated. Absolutely stunning looking pen here. So I say it's a Pens by Casey, and I believe it's the Tokubetsu model. I know I struggle with some words. That's so nice. And it's got like a matte finish to it. Then inside here we've got, looks like a Yoho nib there, and it's a medium nib. This is ebonite, so we've got an ebonite section. We've got ebonite lining inside and inside the cap, and then the end finials, they're both ebonite as well. This is, oh, I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Thank you so much. It's ever so generous, it really is. So let's pop that to one side. I'm actually recording my first impressions of that tomorrow. But yeah, oh, absolutely gobsmacked. So there's our unboxing for the day. Let me just fetch this in, then I'm ready. Whoops. John, to David, what denomination, if I may ask? I'm an Episcopal priest. Fountain pen crazed clergy. Blonde Scales 1, bubble wrap. Marcy Me, bubble wrap. Blonde Scales 1, pretty, absolutely. Marcy Me, oh wow, what a stunning pen. It is, wow, I'm gobsmacked. It is such a stunner. Jim, that's stunning. Steve, who's the maker of that pen? Missed it when you opened the box. Sorry about that. It's Pens by Casey. He's an Australian-based pen maker. So this pen has been from Australia to New Zealand and back to Australia. He's based over in Victoria, just outside of Melbourne. He doesn't have a website. What he does have is Instagram. So if you go onto Instagram and look for Pens by Casey, and Casey is Casey is Casey. And then what he tends to do is he puts up pictures on there. He does a lot of custom orders, but he occasionally puts them up for sale. And recently, I've noticed he's been quoting prices in US dollars. So if you're in the US, you've got a rough idea how much they'll be. Marcy Me, I've never written with a wood barrel pen. How would you compare to acrylic resin, metal, or other composite materials? I really like wood pens. So I've got another Pens by Casey. Let me just grab it. Is it here? Yeah. I do have another Pens by Casey pen, which is a different model. I think it's this one. Let me just check. Yeah, which is this one. Oh, he says, let's get it onto the camera, shall we? Let me move that over there. So the iPhone. So here we go. This is the other Pens by Casey one that I've got. This is like a glossy finish, and this is a Mokuzai model. So it has a number of different like model shapes and types as well. Go back to the camera. Let's pop this away. My box of pens there. Just leave that over there. You never know when I want to reach for another. And I don't want to mess about too much behind me because I've got the candle going. Yeah, we've got my face there on the screen. Let me just move that. I've had to move around on my desk, so as I've already said, will it show up now if I go to the screen? No, I don't know what's happening today. Things do not want to play well. I know how I can do it. Anyway, we'll talk about ourselves. David, the United Methodist. And then John, awesome. I don't know if they're the same. We had where I grew up in Scarborough, we had a Methodist church just down the road from us. I think it's been closed now and it's a play school. Marcy Me, my latest Estabrook Model J is an ebonite body. I'm still trying to reason out differences. Yeah, ebonite's quite unusual. I believe it's a form of vulcanized rubber. There's some posh words from Garry this early in the morning. Maybe if I go out to the camera, it does help, doesn't it? I know what I need to do. Let's do this. I don't know. Yeah, so I believe it's vulcanized rubber. Oh dear. I know I'm messing around. I'm determined to show this bloody picture. Let me. That. And I don't know why it was doing something silly. No, I'm messing around. I know. Sorry. I do appreciate you sticking with me. Let me just quickly go to Safari. See what source I'm using. All this to show one photo. You'd have thought it would be easier, wouldn't it? Right. There we go. macOS screen capture. And exciting, isn't this? Photos. And there we go with the music again. Photos too. Right, let's get this going properly. So we go there, fetch this up, and then application capture. Why aren't you showing? Oh, because it's not showing on screen. Photos. That. Now it'll show, hopefully. It's going to be one of those days, I think. There we go, photos. Right, there we go. Rearranged my desk yesterday, past few days. So I took this photo yesterday. So as you can see, I've got a lot more space now, which is good. Took me a bit of a while there to get that working, but now we're working. So I've moved my laptop over there beneath my monitor. I've moved the iPad over to my right-hand side, which gives me a much wider space here in the middle for writing. I've got my board there for filming, but normally that wooden board isn't there, but that's where my notepad lives. So after all that messing, let's get back to the camera. There we go, back on the camera. Let me minimize that. To John, you as well, my brother. From David, Steve, how expensive are pens by Casey? It's hard to say because they're handmade. You really need to capture him or talk to him direct. When I was looking through, I looked through for pricing for this pen. I'm trying to say how. So obviously it's hard to say because they're handmade. So each one, depending what you want with it, is different price. But I did see he had a pen up for sale for, I think it was 350 USD, which was a one of them ones. Let me just see. Am I logged? No, I'm not logged into Instagram there. Otherwise, I would have shown you on Instagram. But yeah, you're looking about 350 or 300-ish US dollars. Convert that however you want to whatever currency that you use. It sounds like a lot of money, but it really isn't. They're very good value. Blonde Scales 1, fade to black. Yeah, I need to fix my transitions on some of those. Marcy, me, no worries, Gary, we're here. Thanks for that. Jim, many of the early 1900 pens were made of ebonite. I've got an example that is 125 years old. Wow. Steve, do you use OBS for your streaming? Yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to. I'd say on my iPad, I've got Stream Deck software, which lets me control. So I've got all the buttons in front of me. So I just hit whichever one I want. Apart from like just then when I was creating something new. So I had to go in and do that on the computer. But normally, once I've started, I don't need to touch the computer at all. Blonde Scales 1, need to get out your computer hammer? Absolutely. P90 Camper, welcome to you. Great desk setup. Thanks for that. John, that's an astounding setup. I don't want to think about how much that all cost. Very impressive. Yeah, some of it was very expensive. Like my MacBook, that was bloody expensive. But I bought that. I mean, it's an M1. It's an M1 MacBook Pro, and I've had it now 3, if not 4 years. And to be honest, it's all the power I need, and I can see it still using it in another 5-10 years' time. To be honest, for what I use it for, it's perfect. A lot of the stuff though is fairly cheap. Like the overhead camera I use, that's my iPhone. So all my normal videos are all shot on that. I just changed the orientation. The stand that it's on was a cheap one from AliExpress. The camera I'm using for this is a Logitech camera. I can't remember. I think it's C922. Again, had it, I want to say 6, maybe even 7 years. The mic, that's a Blue Yeti. That's going to get replaced. Hopefully I'm going to order the replacement during the week. I did check yesterday. Shipping times at the moment are about a week, so it would be the following week before I received it. So hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll have the new wireless mics rather than this. So this will then get put away. I won't sell it. I'll be keeping it in the cupboard as a backup because I do know it works. Only reason I'm changing it, it'll give me a little bit more room because obviously I've got this hanging over all the time, and the wireless mics will make it a lot easier for me to move around without the sound getting affected. And again, this mic have had 7-ish, maybe even more years. So yeah, a lot of the stuff, the lights, they were again with cheap AliExpress ones. I'm planning to replace them in a couple of months. What I'm looking at getting is a couple of LED panels. So these are massive big lights, whereas the LED ones, I think they're 10 inches by 8 inches, something like that. And I might even be able, one of the reasons for actually moving around, I might be able to get them to stand on the desk rather than on the floor, which will give me a bit more floor space as well. So anyway, back to the comments. Marcy Me to Jim, which manufacturer? Jim, that one is a Waterman's 14 eyedropper. Nib is really flexible. Plain Water, welcome to you. I've been needing a new MacBook, but keep buying pens instead. Yeah, I know what you mean there. I say this M1 MacBook that I've got, for what I use it for, is absolutely brilliant. What I use it for is obviously recording my audio, doing these lives, editing my videos. So I use DaVinci Resolve. I use the free version of it for editing my videos. And the other main thing I use it for is development. So I use Xcode because I do Swift and Swift UI development on it. And I say it's more than powerful for what I want. Marcy Me to Plain Water. Totally understand. I know what you mean. Pens are so pretty, aren't they? Marcy Me, has anyone noticed a pen price increase as a result of the tariffs? I haven't yet. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation we're still in, aren't we? Jim, I went from an Intel Mac Mini and just upgraded to an M4 Pro Mac Mini. Yeah, my Mac Mini is also an Intel one. That's the computer on the left-hand screen of the picture. Really old Mac Mini. Again, for what I use it for, at the moment, it's more than fine. I don't do much on it. So what I do on it is, that's where I actually do my uploads to YouTube. So I edit on the MacBook, and then I just airdrop them over to the Mac Mini. Attached to the Mac Mini are a number of external drives. So I use the Mac Mini more or less as a file server. My email, I've got various emails and rules running, so they all run over on the Mac Mini, so my email gets filtered there. I've got a number of automations using something called Hazel, and so that also runs over on the Mac Mini. So it's like a little server. It just sits over there, and then during these lives is where I have Safari running, so I can watch what's happening. I also have my script up on the screen over there. What's the other thing I use it for? There is something else I use it. Oh, the other thing I use it for is testing my apps in a production environment. So my MacBook connects to my development iCloud, and the Mini connects to my production iCloud. So anyway, going off on a tech tangent. Never get me talking about tech. You won't shut me up. Let's get... Marie, does anyone beside me wish that TWSBI would come out with more transparent colours? Yes and no. I do prefer the transparent colours, but if they did, I might be tempted to buy some more. So that's where I'm saying yes and no. Steve, I've seen some websites that tariffs are not in place on orders less than certain amounts. One said 800 USD. Yeah, I saw something this morning from... I think it was might have been an Instagram post. It was somebody reposting from Bobby's Pens, I think it is. And I think he was saying there that they've paused US orders because of something. And he mentioned in there about $800. Marcy Me, thanks, Steve. Jim to Marie, I just got 2 Twisby Goes, 1 fine and 1 1.1 stub. Very wet writer. Yeah, I bet. Blonde Scales 1, I'd like to see more colours on some Twisby models. Yeah, I would, especially the VAX 700. I really love the VAX 700. Jim, I bit the bullet and ordered the Chinese stacked nibs last week. I couldn't find a 3.0, but I got a 2.0 and a 0.8. Anybody tried them yet? I haven't, to be honest. I haven't even seen them. I do notice that there's a lot of stuff on AliExpress which don't seem to be up for sale in Australia. They must have some kind of oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Thingamajig. Some way of saying only certain countries. Which is a shame. So one of them is the, honestly, the Asvine V90 or something like that. Saw people raving about it over in the US. Cannot get it for love nor money over here. Jim to Marie, both are clear. Marcy Me, I need a private Zoom tech lesson with you, Garry. Yeah, tech is so awful, isn't it? We did our members chat yesterday using Discord. That worked really, really well. Really pleased with that. Quite like the Discord chat. And as I think I mentioned last week, I've worked out now how to capture it into OBS, so I could actually fetch someone on to do an interview with on a live. So I've got that all worked out. I need to test it a couple more times, but that seems to be working quite well. Kaz, good evening, good morning all. I fell asleep waiting for the stream. Yeah, I know what you mean there. That's the problem when it's because Kaz is in the UK, so that's a problem with the time difference now. So welcome to you, Kaz. And Jim, I've got a 2.0 nib on the way, not here yet. And refresh. Okay, let's head on over for the pen of the week. There we go. So here's my testing paper. This is my normal MD Midori cotton pad. New pen for writing my titles. This is the duckbill pen with a, I want to say a 2.5 stub nib. And the ink is by Diamine, and I think it was Jacaranda. So let's turn this around. My pen of the week, I really splashed out this week. I went with the new boy. Here we go. The Pelikan M1000 in the Renaissance Brown. Well, this is a stunning pen. Stunning to look at. It's a piston filler. One of the things I do find difficult is this section, this part of the body here, is very slightly translucent. So you can occasionally see the ink level. I really struggle though to see the ink level on this. I've tried holding up to various different light sources. Occasionally I'd get a quick glimpse, but most of the time, even using the same light source, I just can't see it. So that's one of the downsides. Got this beautiful nib though. This is an 18 karat gold nib. Absolutely stunning. And in the hand, it's such a glorious feel. So we've got here a Pelikan M1000 with a broad 18K gold nib. The ink is by Colourverse. And it's Christmas Star. This isn't the nib, sorry, this isn't the ink that I started the week with. I say it ran out actually on the first day, partway through doing my quotes, so I had to very quickly change inks. What I've done with this is a shimmer ink, but I've deliberately tried to avoid getting any shimmer into here, so I let all the shimmer settle, then I filled the pen. The price for this pen, oh wow, it's a hold your socks type price, 1,350 Aussie dollars. It ain't cheap, but my, is it worth it? It's a lot of money, but wow, it is so nice to use. We'll move on to the pens of the week. So the first pen of the week is by Cross, and this is the Cross Bailey Light. This is in this beautiful grey colour. Cap pulls off, I keep forgetting that. Don't have a lot of ink left in here, which is good in a way because our month of pens in use for me runs out on Wednesday. It's a nice fit in the hand though, it does feel a bit thin at times. Then we've got a fairly small nib. I like the nib because there's a slight downturn on it. Not sure if I can get that caught on camera. There's a slight downturn there on the end of the nib. So this is the Cross Bailey Light with a medium nib. The ink is by Pure Pens and it's St. George's Cross. St. George's, not Georgist, Cross. Price wise, this pen is roughly 38 Aussie dollars. This ink, this is my favourite red ink, really is. I love it. So that's the Cross Bailey Light. Up next from Narwhal, we've got the Narwhal School Kill. Not a lot of ink left in this one either. Piston filling pen. We have an ink window there so we can see our ink level. Not sure how well that comes over on the camera. So I've got a bit of ink left in here. And we've got a Narwhal nib on this. Yeah. So we got a Narvalur, not Narvalus, School Kill. And it's a medium nib. The ink is by Diamine. It's Walnut. Really think this picks out from the browns here in the body. And the price for this pen is approximately 102 Aussie dollars. Nice pen though. This is the Paul Peter Navy colour. Next up we got from Monteverde. We've got the Monteverde Ritmer. This is the olive version and I think this was the 2021 special edition. Cartridge converter. Again, not a lot of ink in here. And this is the second fill. I may even be the third fill. I think it's the second fill of this ink. I love the section. It's really nice and wide and comfortable to use. The pen's got a little bit of weight in it because it's a metal pen. Then we've got that black nib there, Yoho nib, and it's a steel nib. So we've got a Monteverde Ritmer with a broad nib. The ink is by Diamine and it's Black Ivy. Beautiful dark green ink with a gorgeous red sheen to it. Price wise, you're looking about 103 Aussie dollars. Very nice pen though. Very nice weighty. I do like weighty pens. Sticking with metal, we've got the Retro 51 Tornado. This is the Lincoln version, so it's like a coppery type material. We've got Squeaking, a cartridge converter. This one's actually got a reasonable amount of ink, but it's also the second fill. And then here we've got the nib there. This is a 1.1 stub nib. We've got a Retro 51 Tornado with a 1.1 stub, and the ink is Diamine Raspberry Rose. One of the things I'm looking forward to when I get the new mic is at the moment the way this mic setup is and my screen setup, I can't actually see the screen because of the mic, so that's why I keep leaning over to see the screen, which I'm going to do just now. And the price for this is approximately 119 Aussie dollars. Another stunning looking pen. Could do with being a little bit thicker for me, but that's a very personal thing. The final pen of the week. Another one which was a gift from a viewer. I say I very much appreciate all of these gifts. This is the Conklin All-American. It's the Courage model. So we've got there the word Courage. And this is the Red Courage. Cartridge converter. we go, got a nice blue ink in there. And got a nice Yoho nib again, a black coloured nib. But there it's stamped and customised to be a Conklin nib. So this is the Conklin. Very smooth nib. All American. With a broad nib. The ink is Colourverse. It's Pulsar Pulse. And the price for this pen is roughly 194 Aussie dollars. Another stunning pen. So there we go, just move that there. So we've got all those inks on. So let's head back to the camera. This is one of the other things I'm looking forward to. I might be able to have my desk rearranged differently with the new mic, so I might not need to keep going bumpty all over the place. Let's head back to the comments. Blonde Skills 1, I still ask Drew to be on. Yeah, I've got that written down. What I want to do is maybe try it with some different people before I go to someone like Drew. Because the last thing you want is to have technical issues. But yeah, I've got that down on the list. I say it might be, I mean, I've definitely done I'll reach out, but whether he would say yes or no, I've got no idea. I mean, compared to a lot of other pen channels, still very, very small, even though 4,700 subscribers at the moment, but yeah, it's worth trying though. Jim, you might have been thinking of the Marjon V60. Absolutely, that was it. I just couldn't remember the brand. I remembered it had a V in it. Sorry. Marcy Me, oh my, I would love the Pelican M1000 Renaissance. Any nib size. It's a stunner. Very, very nice. I was lucky. I think it was the last one that Pulp Addiction had by the look of it. It's so nice though. Very pretty. I'm going to jump to the next comment. Is it hard starting? Yes and no. I'm very tentative with it. It's a very soft nib. What I find is when I start writing with it, even though I know that, I just don't put enough pressure on it. So that's something I need to, think about myself. Yeah, the M1000. Marcy Me, I've considered Cross Bailey many times, but haven't yet purchased. It's a pen. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't excite me too much, but it's all right. It's a nice pen, but it's not one that I would normally go and get. But when I've got it inked up, it's beautiful. Steve, anyone used Walmart pen and gear paper? I've seen several people say it's very fountain pen friendly and very inexpensive. I'm just going to let me get into Tube of the U. Let's go back to Safari, which isn't coming up for some reason. More technical issues. Safari. There we go. So this is my YouTube. I'm going to go to my subscriptions because that's where I saw it. So here we are, Down the Breather Hole. I haven't watched this yet. He's doing a comparison between Tomoe River and Pen and Gear. It's 7 minutes long. So Down the Breather Hole, that's the name of the channel. Might be worth you having a look at that, see what he's got to say. Let's head on back to the camera. Minimize Safari. Jim, Batuan loose leaf arrived. It's okay, but the A5 Batuan notepad is $40 US. Seems high. Any opinions on Batuan? I love mine. So here's my Kinball planner. I'm just going to get a page where I'm happy to show you because it's my journal. Here's a list of my inks. It is very, very similar to 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. Actually, we're better with the overhead camera, wouldn't we? There we go. Captures loads of shimmer, loads of sheen. It captures shading nicely. I'm really pleased with it. They're my journal pages. I'm just trying to see if there's a page I can show you. Actually, this is from last month. So one of the things I use it for, it's got a monthly view page. So here, this is actually where I record what pen and ink I'm using as my main driver each day, and then my weekly pen I put down here. So you can see there that Diamond Garland really showing that sheen and shimmer. We've got a shade in here coming through in the Colorverse NGC 2264. Trying to find they're now all 365 with that extreme sheen. Wow, really showing up well. Continental All American there with that Pulsar Pulse, that red really showing. So yeah, I actually quite like it. I'm really impressed by it, and I'm looking when I next need loose leaf paper. I managed to leave me thingamajiggy bob out. Let me just pop this back in before I forget. Me blotting paper. I'm quite impressed by it. Blonsdale's one. I've used the Pen and Gear dot grid paper. Worked well with my fine nibs. Jim, I've been using the Pen and Gear A5 journals as with a leather looking black cover. 240 pages lined, and I've used 4 or 5 now. Yeah, a lot of people say good stuff about the Walmart ones. David, Pen and Gear notebooks are great. I use the perforated ones, and the area they are very good for my pens. David, Pen and Gear is the Walmart brand. I think, was it Miss Marilyn Darling was talking about them? And the ones to try and get are the ones where they say they're made in Vietnam. Marcy Me, yes, Walmart Pen and Gear composition books work great with my fountain pens at school. I've been wanting to share a video, so keep an eye out for that. Keep the pressure on Marcy Me then to show us a video of that, because I like looking at new paper, and what like Walmart, we don't get Walmart over here, so I like watching it where people are looking at papers that I can't get here, just to see what they're like. Any more comments? Now, that's all the comments at the moment, so I'll head into my wrap up, then we'll go back to the comments. So thank you all. As I keep saying, I'm just checking I haven't got anything else in my script for today. No, I haven't. I love doing these. If you're watching after the live, please drop any comments in there. Comment down below. Love getting that. I read every single comment that comes in. What I do is I reply to them. It might just be with a thumbs up, but you can guarantee I have read it. Where we get replies to comments, sometimes I don't get to see them. But with those, if I see them, I do hit that thumbs up button on them. So hopefully you might know that I've actually read them. Please hit the thumbs up button every time you like, every time you comment. Just helps with the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. And don't forget, we do this live every week at this time. Membership's available. Head on over to my YouTube page, and there you'll see a button where you can join the channel. Members get early access to most of my videos, so they get them 2 days early. Oh, I know, I forgot to do something. I don't know. I'll finish this, and then we'll go and look at what's coming up. Yeah, so they get early access. Yesterday we had a members-only Discord chat, which was brilliant, and the technology worked really good. We've got members also get a once a month an Ask Me Anything. What I'm going to do is 6 months after that members one, I will then publish it on the channel for everyone else. So in that Ask Me Anything, I answer 3 questions that have been asked. If you've got any questions you want me to answer, send them to me, drop them as a comment, send them as an email, and I'll add them to the list. I am running out of questions now, so please, need loads and loads if you can send them to me. What else do members get? Yep, so that's it. And then what I forgot is I forgot to go through this. I don't know, I spent all these many hours creating this slide deck, and then I forget to go through it. So last week's videos. Monday's video, the Ikina B5 notepads. That's a Coles supermarket, a local supermarket here. I set up their own brand. They're all right, not excited. So what I've actually done with them is I tested them, did the video, and then I'm going to donate them to the local op shop. Wednesday, was my Platinum 3776 Music Nib First Impressions. I've got to be honest, I expected to get more views on that than I did. I was still pleased with it. I think it came as number 7 after 24 hours. I was just hoping for it that would have been higher, but that's just me being vain, to be honest. Friday, being Good Friday, I released 5 Easter pens. So I tried to think about what pens would I use at Easter. And then what I did is I found the liturgical colours that are often associated with the various different days of Easter, and then came up with some pens to match that. Then, as said already, yesterday we had the members Discord call. Coming up next week, so tomorrow, Monday, we've got my April 2025 inked pens. So these are pens that are inked up, but they're not currently being used as part of my daily rotation or for a specific video. Wednesday, it's another first impressions of one of the gifts from my wife as part of my Inky countdown, and it's a D-like copper pocket pen. To be honest, if you looked at it, you'd be hard pressed to say that it wasn't a Kaweco Sport. To be honest, very, very similar, very heavy pen, very nice one. Be glad to get that out and be able to show you it more. And then Friday. What I'm calling this is pens from my collection. So it's 5 pens, and I'm calling it Leonardo-ish because I don't have 5. So what I did is I've used one which is very, very similar looks, just to keep it to the 5 because I think 5's a nice number. And now my book of the week. Sorry, I'm onto the cordial now. I've just got a mouthful of ice. So, book of the week, I'm continuing ploughing through Terry Goodkind, The Children of Dahara. It's 5 books in one. So currently I'm 71% of the way through. So I'll get that finished later on this week. Once that's finished, I'm going to start reading Dodger by Terry Pratchett. It's the last Terry Pratchett book I'll be reading. So it's been the end of a long journey rereading all the Terry Pratchett books. Once that's done, I'm going to move to Agatha Christie. I've read a load of them, but I've still got quite a few to read. So once Terry Pratchett's finished with, it'll be Agatha Christie. And a different genre for me. This Children of Dahara, though, coming back to that one, I've really enjoyed it. It's quite fast moving. I think because it's 5 books in one, and how it's been done, they've all been put together, so you're not actually seeing the end of one and start. It just flows straight through. I'm really enjoying it, as I say, because it's more fast moving. So something's happening all the time, but you can see by the way, like the main protagonist in each of the different sections, you can actually see which book was which. So I've done all my wrap-up stuff already. Let's head back to the comments. Let's just close out of this. Jim, Marcy Me, forget the crossbarely and look at the Schaefer 300 engraved black barrel with a medium nib. Best writing medium. I generally don't like medium nibs. Yeah, there's another Schaefer. I know Schaefer used to be made in Australia. I don't think they do anymore though. Schaefer 300. Engraved nib. I'm just making a note of that. That's something I'll have a look at. David, blessed and happy Easter, everyone. May God bless you and all of us in these troubling times in the coming year. Absolutely echo that completely. Paul, late for the meeting, but pen and gear and also mint green paper are very good, especially for the price. Welcome to you, Paul. Marcy Me, Jim, thanks for the recommendation. I do have 2 Schaefer pens, very pleased. John, I'm using a Paper Age journal starting today. So far, it seems good. I think it's 100 GSM paper. I've written with some fine nibs and they work really well. I quite like, I've got an Ayush pad, which is 100 GSM, lovely paper. Marcy Me, yep, the Paper Age paper is really good quality. John, yes, I was very impressed with the attention to liturgical colours. We Anglicans / Episcopal types are rather obsessed with such things. Yeah, I was brought up in the Church of England, so that's where the idea of following that, to be honest, came to me. John, thanks for confirming my first impressions. Super affordable too. Garry, just include your Moonman M800 as a 5th Leonardo. It's in there. It definitely is in there. There was that one. I think it was the Asvine P20. A couple of Leonardos, and actually this one, which is very similar looking. This is Mahjong T5. Mahjong T5. Not quite identical, but very, very close. David, prayers for everyone. Jim, could you do videos on your pen journal, swatch, writing costs, etc.? Yeah, I've got them. There's my first videos on them from earlier this year. Let me just head on over to Safari and I'll find them for you. I've got to go. How do I get to it? I've got to go there. Whoops, keep pressing the wrong buttons. Kinbar. K-I-N-B-O-R. So here we go. Let me just pull it up. And head on over there. And we've got an ad. We don't want to see the ads, do we? Come on, let me skip this. Then I'll share Safari. So here we go. So the video, it's from December, the end of December. And it's called Boost Your Productivity with the Kinbar A5 Planner in 2025. So that's before I started using it. So I'm going through that. I did on a live do a very quick look at it, but I have got planned, I'm not sure when, to do a follow-up video where I'm going to be giving my longer term impressions. It's about time for doing that now as well anyway. Let me make a note of that. Kinbar Planner update. But yeah, quite happy to do a follow-up on that. Let me just minimize this. Back to the comments. Jim, ink journal, not pen. Yeah. Okay, that's all the comments. So thank you all for your time today. As I say, I love doing these. I'll go and surprise the wife because we're under an hour again. That'll give her the shot of her life. I'll also please her because as soon as we finish this, we're actually heading out to a town called Rockingham, not far from here, where they've got a Sunday market. So we're going to go there. I believe it's like an Easter market they're doing today anyway. So yeah, we're going to head out to the market and hopefully buy you some treats. So thank you all for your time. I'll leave the comments open whilst I'm playing the outro. We just do one more refresh. Marcy me, friends, please remember to love Garry's Live and click on some emoji lights on the sidebar. Yeah, I'm terrible for doing that. I keep forgetting all the time. Anyway, thank you all for your time. I'll leave the comments open as the outro plays, and I'll talk to you again soon.